world, the Venkateshwara temple in Tirupati. At the NDA Legislature Party meeting, Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu stirred a hornet's nest by saying that the Tirupati Laddu was made with substandard ingredients and that animal fat was being used instead of ghee in its preparation during the YSR Congress's government's regime. Expressing deep shock that how this act desecrated the sanctity of Tirumala Tirupati, Naidu pointed towards how during Jagan Mohan Reddy's tenure, it was common practice to use low-quality materials, and even in the sacred temple, animal fat was allegedly substituted for pure ghee in the Laddu Prasadam. After the allegations made by N. Chandrababu Naidu, State IT Minister Nara Lokesh, who also happens to be Chandrababu Naidu's son, also trained his guns on the Jagan Mohan Reddy government and said, and I am quoting him here, "The Lord Venkateshwara Swami temple at Tirumala is our most sacred temple. I am shocked to learn that the YS Jagan Mohan Reddy administration used animal fat instead of ghee in the Tirupati Prasadam." Now, the YSRCP also lost no time in responding and termed Naidu's allegations as purely malicious, adding that he is most capable of stooping to any level for any kind of political gain. YSRCP leader and Rajya Sabha member Shobha Reddy, who also is the former chairperson of the Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam, that is the TTT, retorted sharply at Chandrababu's allegations and said on platform X, "Chandrababu Naidu committed a great sin by damaging the sanctity of the divine temple Tirumala and the faith of hundreds of crores of Hindus. Chandrababu's comments on Tirumala Prasad are very evil. No one born of human birth speaks such words or makes such accusations." You know what, ladies and gentlemen, there are a few things in this world that are sacrosanct, particularly in this part of the world, that is India. And the Tirupati temple is certainly one for lakhs and thousands of Hindu devotees across the world. What is the controversy about this Laddu? Before I go to the guests, let's listen in to a voice.
Kadana Tirumala Laddu Guda Nasi Rakam Nakaite Acharya Vestundi Enni complaint chesina Kadana Venkateshwara Swami Pavitratanu debadisyaru. ఎన్నో సార్లు చెప్పాం. అక్కడ ఎంత దుర్మార్గంగా ప్రయత్నం చేశారంటే అంత దుర్మార్గంగా ప్రవర్తించారు. కడాన అన్న దానంలో క్వాలిటీ ఆఫ్ ఫుడ్ లేకుండా చేశారు. దేవుని దగ్గర పెట్టే ప్రసాదం అపవిత్రం చేసే విధంగా ఓసారి బాధేస్తుంది. నాసి రకమైన ఇంగ్రీడియంట్సే కాకుండా ఎనిమల్ ఫ్యాట్ కూడా వాడారని.
Yesterday, our Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has commented baseless allegations, shocking allegations, like saying that in TTD, while YCP is in governance, they have damaged the decorum and sanctity of the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanams, and they have gone to the extent of criticizing and commenting wild comments like, while preparing Swamwari Prasadams and Laddus, animal fat being used. This is ridiculous. Entire, not only country, entire world, all Hindu devotees are hurt because of these comments.
To speak more on the controversial Laddu Prasadam issue, I am joined by Deepak Reddy, National Spokesperson for the Telugu Desam Party, and Narayana Murthy, Spokesperson for the YSRCP. Let me begin with Mr. Narayana Murthy. Mr. Narayana Murthy, Namaste. Mr. Narayana Murthy, you know and I know and lakhs and thousands of Hindus know how sacred the Laddu Prasadam is for all of us. You know, not a single, like even this much can fall on the ground. That's how sacred it is for all of us. What is this allegation, sir? You know, what is this allegation of animal fat being mixed? about where you were procuring the ghee from, how you stopped ghee from one particular vendor and switched to someone else. What is the YSRCP's explanation on this, sir?
This is really ridiculous and senseless allegations made by Chandrababu Naidu. In fact, the UO explained very clearly that is not fat, it is vegetable fat. Chandrababu Naidu, without knowing anything about the certificates and the truth, what is happening in the Laddu making and Prasadam making, it is very shameless and is spoiling the brand name of Andhra Pradesh by telling all these senseless allegations on the Tirupati Tirumala Venkateshwara Swami Alayam. Chandrababu Naidu wantedly making these allegations to divert the people's mind, since he is not doing anything for the people of Andhra Pradesh, what he promised in 2024 election campaign. This is only a trick he is playing. But it is very sad, very bad. Don't play with God. God, the temple of Tirupati is very famous in the world. World biggest temple in any religion. You take it. This is the world famous temple. Crores and crores, hundreds of crores people, devotees are now suffering with this statement. They cry with this statement. They are upset with this statement. This is senseless statement.
Want to also
it is
ask
attack
you
on Hinduism.
Yeah, but you
attack
know
on
yeah,
temple.
Yeah, right. It
yes.
is yeah, but
you
you know
clearly told that.
Yeah, it
they are
is
taking very clear instructions, and they are taking very sensible and very strict rules to make all this, whatever the prasada is making in Tirupati Tirumala. But for your sake, for your political sake, don't politicize Tirupati Tirumala.
There is
Prasada.
Also an allegation, sir, that the prasadam, which is only supposed to be made by some authorized people, now everyone is coming inside to make the prasad. Is that right?
Nobody will enter into this. That is different culture. This is tradition. Pujaris only make this. But for everything, for his failure, you want to use everything. Even God, he will make use of, divert the politics.
All
for
right.
his sake, for safeguard his skin. This is attack on Hinduism. Attack on devotees of Tirupati Tirumala.
Right. So
Please take back the words. Say sorry to Hinduism. Hindu devotees. Venkateshwara Swami devotees. He has to tell sorry to each and every devotee of Venkateshwara Swami.
All right. Let me come back to you,
It's
Mr.
very bad.
Murthy. Mr. Deepak Reddy, you know, this entire thing, what Mr. Narayan Murthy said, and very passionately, and I understand, because for all of us, you know, for lakhs and crores, you know, the Venkateshwara Swami or Srinivasa Swami is a very, very sacred God. It's the richest temple, of course, but amongst other things, it's about belief, it's about faith. You know, this whole controversy, I mean, do you have proof that animal fat was used? Because animal fat, as you very well know, Mr. Reddy, is very different from vegetable fat. So would you like to decode this for the viewers as to why Mr. Chandrababu Naidu said what he did, that animal fat was being mixed in the making of the laddu and pure ghee has not been used?
Sudhaji, I've been debating with YCP people for quite some time, and I know that truth is a very big casualty when it comes to them. So that is why whenever I come on to a debate, I do my groundwork and I come with facts so that, you know, the people who are watching the program can very easily understand. I would like to show you this particular paper clipping. This was so that, you know, so that the, people understand what the whole story is. The ghee was actually being procured by government dairies earlier. One from Karnataka, the Nandini dairy, and certain state, Andhra Pradesh state government-owned dairies. And they were giving the ghee at a subsidized rate. So then what happened once the YCP government came in, they got in a tendering system, and whoever quoted the lowest, they gave that. So in this particular paper clipping, which I just showed you, the head of the Nandini dairy from Karnataka came and said, we are doing it at a no-profit basis because we have that respect for the Lord. If somebody is quoting below than this, they are definitely going to adulterate that. Be careful. This was a warning given way back.
Huh.
So then let me come to another clipping.
Right.
This was the official dashboard of TTD.
Yeah.
In this one, it clearly says on 2022 there was a vigilance checking,
Yes.
and these materials were sent for testing to a lab, and Ashoka's notice was issued one supplier, and he was blacklisted. And
That's right. This is July.
Here, that is an official TTD
Yeah.
website thing. Okay. Then coming to today's papers, 520 crores have been siphoned off in different ways. This is what is mentioned in several papers. Then looking at Jagan Mohan Reddy, his photo when he went to Tirumala, he just is smelling the prasad and keeping it aside without eating it and disrespecting. And let me show you the test report also, because the YCP people blatantly lied. This was the test report. It clearly says where the sample was sent from, and all the parameters of the test results are also given here. And then in the below explanation is given. So what are the factors which go in? And there is a degree of animal fat. It says probably from fish source. It might have come.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So,
Oh my God.
yeah.
This
So
is
not something.
yeah. This test was
This
it
is not
conducted?
something what we have come up with.
Sir,
This
this-
was the sample sent by TTD, and this was the results what they have received.
This is-
some time ago.
This is by
So-
NABL, Deepak Garu. This is by NABL, which was
NDDB CALF. This is a
National Accreditation
government
Board for
accredited
Testing and Calibration Laboratories. That's the report,
Yes.
July 2024, where the report had come, and there it says very clearly that there is a presence of animal fat. And also the picture that I have seen of Jagan Mohan Reddy, of course, I cannot possibly, say that why was he smelling prasadam, but you don't smell prasadam, ever. You don't do that. You just don't do that. I want to come to Mr. Narayana Murthy. Mr. Narayana Murthy.
Just one thing.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
5 seconds. You'll be
Sure.
shocked to see this. The whole country is going to be shocked seeing this. That is the chairman and chairman's wife, which are Jagan Reddy's cousins. They are saying Jagan Reddy Rakshaka go in the right front of Lord Venkateshwara. Everybody says that Lord saves us, but here they are saying Jagan Reddy Rakshaka. Can you believe this? I mean, this is the video. Right there in front of Lord Venkateshwara's feet. This is how they have behaved.
Yeah,
earlier.
so human being becomes greater than the Lord, which is ridiculous. And if anyone knows the tradition, in all the South Indian temples, you are not even allowed to touch the feet of an elder. You don't do that inside the temple, because the only presiding elder there is the Lord himself. Mr. Narayana Murthy, what is your now explanation? The presence,
I'll explain you.
sir, the presence of animal fat,
I'll explain you.
how come? And also this, Jagan Rakshakam, whatever he's saying in Telugu, while inside the temple of saying, all this only points towards, sorry sir, disrespect towards Lord Venkateshwara.
You cannot say that, madam. You cannot say that. So don't believe that on a manipulation, graphical changes, and whatever the graphics they are making and showing to you, you should not believe it, because they are anti-Hindu people now. Everybody understood. Now what? After coming to the power, what they did it? They are following the same. This report of July 2017, 2024. No, they are top of that. They are telling all false. They are terrorizing the people, terrorizing the Hindu people, Hindu believers, God believers, Venkateshwara believers. They are terrorizing.
Acha. Mr. Narayan Murthy.
They are putting all
Narayan
conflicts between the
Mr.
people.
Narayan Murthy, I've been a
Yes.
Mr. Narayan
Yes.
Murthy Garu.
That's what I'm telling.
I've been a
No,
journalist
Tirumala,
for a very
Tirumala
long
taking
time.
Prasadam.
I
How can you
remember
say that?
doing
They have taken
YSR.
one photo and showing
Okay,
that is not
let's
fact.
ignore the photo.
That is not fact, I said.
Let us ignore
The
the
fact
photo.
is different.
Mr. Narayan Murthy, I can't shout, sir. I can't shout.
No,
Requesting.
They have to
Sir,
show
please,
the
sir.
fact. The
Sir,
video,
don't
if
shout.
we see, we can understand. The one pic they are taking, well, when we are taking the prasada, can he decide whether he is smelling or eating? with photo? Bullshit. This
Okay.
is this is the way the Telugudesam party people attacking on the Hindus, terrorizing the Hindus.
All right. Okay. So today, Mr. Subba Reddy also
Misusing
has,
the
of
Hinduism.
course, who was former chairperson of the TDP, of the TTD. I beg your pardon. Mr. Narayan Murthy, I want to ask you something that 2-3 years ago, several temples were vandalized in Andhra Pradesh. One Radham, that is Rath, one chariot of a temple, old chariot made of wood. There, it had burned down. There were several other things. I was the only one who said it has nothing to do with what faith Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy follows. We are all one here.
For
We are
your
first South
information.
Indians.
For your information,
Go ahead.
for your information,
You want to hear?
2014, 2019, there are many temples collapsed. TDP government collapsed in Vijayawada, center of Vijayawada. There are many Hindu temples, they collapsed. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu, when he come to power, 2019, he built again. He rebuilt the all temples.
But what about the temples
Because-
which were
because of
vandalized?
one
Mr. Narayan
flyover,
Murthy, I can't
flyover
shout. So I can,
in-
I'm sorry, I'll
Yeah,
go away
let me
from
tell
you.
you, no, let me tell
No,
you.
you can't
In
shout
Durga
at me.
temple, nearby
I can't
Durga
shout
temple,
like you.
they-
Wait. I want to, if you shout, sir, I cannot over.
Not shouting, I am telling
are.
you.
You are.
This
No,
is
you are
the
not
emotion.
telling, you are
When they
shouting.
are attacking on the
You should have a
Hinduism,
laddu.
this is
Please,
the emotion
do
will be
not
there.
shout at me.
This emotion will be there when they are attacking Hinduism, attacking devotees, Venkateswara devotees. Definitely emotion will be there. They are manipulators.
All right.
They will not have emotions. But
Mr.
as
Reddy, let
as
me
a
have Mr.
devotees-
Reddy on the screen.
as a
There's no
devotee,
point. I will
have
not have a
emotion.
monologue. No. Mr. Reddy, I want to ask you something.
Sudhaji, I mean, I've shown you all the facts. What the head of the Nandini, which was the government diary from Karnataka, they said that we are doing it with the respect for God. We don't want any profit. And with these rates and this system, they will get adulterated. He cautioned way before. Is that a fact or not? You can check. And
Yeah.
the test
No,
report.
I've checked it.
has
I've
come
read
out from
about it.
TTD.
Yeah, sure.
I showed you a copy of the TTD website itself.
Yes,
And in spite of
absolutely.
that, this gentleman says that we are not showing the truth. God only knows. And your question was a straight question. What happened to the 350 temples which were desecrated during
Yes,
your time?
yes,
He
because
did not address that, and he
Yeah.
started going into TDP's tenure.
And it's not about faith, because let's not forget the TTD also said let's Muslims also come and do Savari Seva in Tirupati if they want to. You have Muslim devotees. I have been to the temple many times. There is one Mr. Basha who's very famous. He comes there every month also for the Brahmotsavam. What are we talking about? This is not about faith. This is about being proper, of giving proper respect to the Lord. If you are giving me prasadam, which is made with a particular thing, then I expect that I pay for it. No, it's not annadanam. I pay for that laddu. So therefore, I think there has to be honesty about it. What is there to get angry? I mean, it's not that Jagan Mohan Reddy, maybe the TTD did not take enough care about this. Apparently, there is also a name of a Chennai based or a Tamil Nadu based ghee supplier, etc., etc. So what is going on here? We have to be very particular. This is our belief and we will stick by the belief. Mr. Reddy, but I want to bring this to your notice. Isn't it true that when a senior YSR Congress Party MLA from Tirupati, Karunakar Reddy Bhumana, became the chairperson of TTD, all of you were in the opposition, went up in arms saying, oh, he's a Christian, how can he do that? You always had a problem with Rajasekhara Reddy's faith, Jagan Mohan Reddy's faith, Subba Reddy's faith, and also this Bhumana Garu's faith, didn't you? There is somewhere a thing about if he's a Christian, he's going to do this.
Sudhaji, Jagan was my 1 year junior in school. We grew up together.
Oh,
They are
lovely.
Christians. They are Christians. Sharmila's wedding took place in a church. And the last rites of Rajshekar Reddy was done as per Christian practices. And there is a huge cross on front of their house in Hyderabad. So all we were telling them was, we don't object you going to the temple. But the rule is that you need to sign a declaration saying that I respect the Lord, where all non-Hindus have to do that. And he refused to do that no matter how many times he went to the temple. Isn't this disrespecting the sentiment of the Hindus?
It is.
And as you mentioned, as an MLC, I can give a letter for somebody to visit the shrine. So a lot of Muslims would ask me the letters and for the darshan. Can you believe that? So that is the respect what not just Hindus, people from across religions have for the Lord. That is how much they believe in Him. But this gentleman, no matter how many times we raise this issue that you have to follow the rules of the temple, they did not bother. They siphoned off the money of the temple for government programs. They had the audacity to sell the lands where we had to do hue and cry to stop. They did all sorts of things disrespecting the temple practices.
No, but
That
this
is the
50,
problem
no,
what we have.
sir, Deepak Garu, the 50 properties that you said they decided to auction, the board of trustees, but YSRCP said that it was constituted by the Telugu Desam party, by the Chandrababu Naidu government. They are the ones who are responsible for that. We are not responsible. See, the politics over Tirupati has been going on. We all know what it is. It's almost like the Ayodhya. Of course, it's bigger than Ayodhya for all of us in the south. But there is a politics which has been going on. It's about faith, it's about disrespect. And it's so sad that this time around, you are right. There are so many people, sir, who have faith in this, what we are showing. For a lot of them, this must be just a laddu. It's not a laddu. It is a belief. It is trust. And that's been broken today. If this comes across, this is true. Mr. Narayana Murthy, what if there is another lab test and it is proven that those laddus had animal fat, Mr. Narayana Murthy?
That's what I'm telling. EO itself told very clearly that it's having only, that is also this year, July 27th report. EO, Syamal Rao told very clearly, only vegetable fat is there in the laddu. This Goebbels family, this Goebbels representatives, all attacking, terrorizing the Hindu devotees. It is very clear. They are using this issue to divert their inability to deliver their promises in 2024 election they made.
Sir, they have
This
just,
is what the
sir, they have
Chandrababu Naidu
announced a relief package for flood
escaping.
victims.
Yeah,
20,000
that's
crores.
what they're doing. That is what they're doing. They're attacking. They're terrorizing Hindu devotees by doing this. EO itself, TTD, EO Syamal Rao itself told very clearly that is only vegetable fat. The report of July 27 this year. Who is in power?
Right.
Who is in power?
So are you saying? Are you saying that it was a tongue? It was a mistake by Chandrababu Naidu, maybe slip of tongue when he said.
They have to take back. They have to tell sorry to all devotees of Venkateswara Swami, Hindu devotees.
Yeah. So what
Otherwise,
is there?
the big
saying sorry to the Lord is nothing. Why are we making political? You and I are nothing in front of the Lord. No, that's what our faith teaches us.
That's
what
what
is
I'm
there?
telling.
I've said sorry to Lord every morning and every evening. I do that. It's
We
not
have
a
to
big
tell
deal.
because
Who are we?
Unknowingly, we may do mistakes.
We have to be Sharanagati, like we say. We have to surrender.
God.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. I believe in doing that, and I'm going to stick my neck out and say it very, very
I agree
clearly
with
as
you.
a South Indian.
He has to tell sorry.
Yeah, Deepak Garu, the thing is that are you now, I've read reports in several newspapers that you are taking this very, very seriously. And you are going to have a very, very keen eye on what goes on. Is it only limited to the Tirupati temple, or it is also to all the, in Andhra Pradesh, we can keep counting the number of ancient temples that we have. Apart from the Annadanam, also the Prasadam, are you going to set up a system by which this doesn't happen, sir? This is very objectionable, if it is true, animal fat.
Sudhaji, let me tell you one thing. Chandrababu Naidu ji went to the temple a month ago and said that we are going to do a thorough study of everything and see to that the sanctity of the temple will be protected. And at that point, on several occasions, he's clearly told that after the attack on him, he survived only because of Lord Venkateshwara. And only because of him, I have a second life. This is what Chandrababu Naidu ji has told multiple times. Do you think with so much of respect, so much of love for the Lord, would he do anything wrong, Sudhaji? Look at the propaganda being done by the YCP is really saddening because the people of Andhra Pradesh don't trust them. That is why they haven't given them opposition status also. In spite of that, they blatantly lie. But now this issue is going to be taken very seriously. Chandrababu Naidu ji is going to order a detailed investigation to be done. All facts are going to come out and the culprits would be punished in the coming days. I can assure you on that.
Right. So we will wait for that, and but I also want to, before I let you go, ask you that you are going to stick with Nandini, because there was also a thing that the Karnataka Milk Federation had actually increased the prices. If you see, they had increased the prices of milk around 2 years ago. I mean, overall, locally also, and for other vendors as well. But you are going to stick with Nandini as of now? That's a final decision?
I think we would not be going into these private sources because we don't know where the material would be coming from.
Right.
The old system might be implemented where they directly go to the dairies which are owned by the government, so that at least that way it will be more trustworthy and the quality will be maintained.
Also, Mr. Narayan, before I say goodbye to both of you, please have the last word. They will not say sorry because they are sticking by what they have said. They have said that there is a lab report.
In front of God, everybody is same. CM or you or me, everyone. He had done a mistake. He terrorized entire Hindu people. He terrorized devotees of Lord Venkateswara. He has to say sorry to the people of Andhra Pradesh. See, being he's CM of Andhra Pradesh, he cannot tell just like that without any knowledge, without any proof, without any baseless allegations. Many devotees are crying now, upsetting. They may get suicide also because it is not ordinary allegation he made. Animal fat, it is not ordinary. Pure vegetables will be there. Pujaris will be there. Sadhus will be there. There are many legendaries will be there. Of course, anybody is same in front of God. But how can you say that? How can you terrorize? How can you just give a allegation on the entire community?
Okay, so it's very clear that
it is not bad. It is not good.
That the Laddu controversy is not going to go away so easily, and that's why I decided to do it as a lead story. It's a very serious issue. It's about lakhs and thousands of people who actually will be shocked, like Mr. Narayan Murthy says, if it is proven that indeed during the YSRCP regime, it was animal fat which was mixed with the Laddu Prasadam. Thank you so much, Mr. Deepak Reddy. Thank you so much, Mr. Narayan Murthy, for joining us live on the first debate. And the next debate which is coming up is BJP alleges Popular Front of India, that is PFI's involvement in the Nagamangala violence and demands an NIA probe. That's coming up after the break. The story is from Karnataka.
Fast. We'll put new glasses in the windows and they keep breaking it. This is the fourth time. You are playing football throughout the day. Will you win the world by playing football?
Yes, uncle. I will now conquer the world by playing football. Let's go to Germany.
World's largest football talent hunt, News9 Indian Tigers and Tigresses. In association with DFB Pokal, Bundesliga, BVB and India Football Center. Train and play matches in Europe. Register now and fly to Germany. IndianTigersandTigresses.com.
जानना है तो देखिए, समझना है तो सुनिए, सीखना है तो पूछिए और कमाना है तो खरीदिए। जानकारी, सलाह और निवेश सब एक ही सुपर ऐप पर। पैसे का सवाल है तो जवाब है Money9। आजादी पैसे की, अभी डाउनलोड करें।
फौज के सोल्जर की जो इज्जत है वो हिंदुस्तान में किसी मंत्री की भी नहीं होती। हम ये चाहते हैं जो बच्चा जाए तो देश की सेवा के लिए जाता है तो देश की सेवा के अंदर ही रहे।
Somewhere around 30% of unemployment rate was there, which is 3 times the national average.
गांवों में ज़्यादा ये किसान कह रहे हैं कि बीजेपी को वोट मत दो, 50 रुपए भी मजदूरी नहीं पड़ती, उसके काम करे तो।
10 years of rule has got some anti-incumbency feeling among the public. There is no doubt about it.
The contest is largely between Congress and BJP.
Fast, 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 fast.
My God, isn't she your daughter?
Yes.
She's playing football. This is boys' game. Make her study. If she doesn't get a good job, she will get a good match. Will you win the world by playing football?
Yes, auntie. My daughter will win the world by playing football.
Let's go to Germany.
World's largest football talent hunt, News9 Indian Tigers and Tigresses. In association with DFB Pokal, Bundesliga, BVB and India Football Center. Train and play matches in Europe. Register now and fly to Germany. IndianTigersandTigresses.com.
That's our second story. BJP alleges banned PFI's hand in the Nagamangala violence. The Ganesh Visarjan ceremony on 11th of September became highly contentious in Nagamangala and district Mandya in Karnataka after stones were allegedly pelted at a Ganapati idol immersion procession. It is being alleged that a group of Muslim youths objected to the procession as it approached a mosque in the Mandya district, leading to a confrontation. The incident swiftly escalated into stone pelting and arson and a serious clash. In response, a group of protesters gathered outside the local police station demanding immediate action against the perpetrators. The incident, which resulted in a loss of nearly property worth 2.5 crores in the region, soon snowballed into a political confrontation. On Wednesday, Karnataka police registered a case against Union Minister Shobha Karandlaje and leader of opposition R. Ashoka for sharing misleading information on social media platform regarding the riot which had broken out at Nagamangala town. The police invoked section 192, which is provocation with intent to incite riots, of the Bharatiya Nyay Sanhita against Karandlaje and Ashoka. The FIR against Shobha cited her post on the platform X, where she claimed that last week in Nagamangala, Ganesha has been arrested by the police in Mandya. Anti-nationals threw stones and sandals at the Ganesha idol during the procession and burnt more than 25 shops. Let's also listen into what she had to say.
नागामंगला में क्या हुआ? नागामंगला में हमको लग रहा है, मुझे लग रहा है, कोई लोग बाहर से आए, नागामंगला में आग लगाए, 25 दुकान को आग लगाया, हमारा गणपति प्रोसेशन में पत्थर फेंका, चप्पल फेंका, एंड राज्य का गृह मंत्री बोल रहे ये छोटा है। मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ बड़ा क्या होना था? नागामंगला केस को हम विरोध किया। बेंगलुरु का गणपति को पहली बार देश में गणपति को विसर्जन नहीं करते हैं लोग। पुलिस उसको पुलिस वैन में बिठाते हैं, पुलिस लेके जाते हैं, पुलिस विसर्जन करते हैं। पहली बार हुआ है इसे। कल नंदिनी लेआउट में भारत का राष्ट्रध्वज को अपमान किया। भारत का राष्ट्रध्वज में अशोक सिंबल नहीं है, उर्दू में कुछ लिखा है। पहली बार चिकमंगलुरु एंड कोलार में पैलेस्टाइन का फ्लैग को पकड़ के प्रोसेशन में गया। सिद्धरामैया का सरकार हिटलर सरकार है।
R. Ashoka, on the other hand, alleged that the miscreants had shouted Pakistan Zindabad in Nagamangala and said that he suspected the role of banned organizations such as the Popular Front of India (PFI) in the riots. Both the leaders, however, defied the Congress government's action against them, and they said how they believed that what had occurred in Nagamangala was not just local but an issue of national security. Even as, interestingly, Home Minister of Karnataka, Parameswara, has accepted that whatever the BJP has to say about the incident, his government is open to looking at the PFI angle in this entire case. Let me now invite the guests in. Satya Prakash, who is spokesperson for the KPCC, and GS Prashant, spokesperson for the BJP in Karnataka. Both are here. Very warm welcome to both of you. Mr. Satya Prakash, let me come to you. This is not the first time when trouble has brewed during Ganesh Visarjan in Karnataka. There are lots of, in Belagavi also it's happened. It happens almost every year. That's another issue. Whose duty it is, sir, that there is peace, complete peace when the immersion happens, to see that the law and order is not kind of disturbed? It is after all your government which is in power. What really happened in Nagamangala?
We are not shying away from the responsibility that the ruling government has a duty to protect the law and order. But the problem here, what we need to understand, Sudha, is we need to understand who will benefit from these, communal strikes that happen. Congress believes in justice for all religions, and there is on the other side a BJP-led organizations which believe they can live in this country without Muslims. So you understand, whenever there is polarization or whenever communal hate happens, who benefits? So Congress has nothing to do with it. We as a responsible government have arrested culprits from both sides. The problem with this BJP government is, as soon as we arrest one Muslim guy and he happens to be from neighboring state, Kerala, that fellow is a PFI agent. But if we arrest a Hindu and he is an RSS or a Bajrang Dal, he cannot be from UP or Rajasthan or something. This is the problem. See, tali ek haath se nahi banta hai. There was a problem. We all have a responsibility towards them. A minister of the Union Cabinet, in spite of government telling there was a gag order on no one inciting or writing anything in social media to incite furthermore violence in that communal strife, Nagamangala, goes on X and writes whatever she wants. She says Ganesha is arrested. Can Ganesha be arrested? And she says they threw slippers, that, this and all. It is unbecoming of an union minister to talk such language.
Exactly.
That is why the Karnataka government has put the case.
Yeah,
Look at what leader of opposition Ashoka has said. On one side, BJP guys keeps on lighting fires in the society. The Congress government has dual role. It has to douse the fires. It has to maintain the law.
No, but the Congress government should have seen that there is no fire. You are the governing. Where do I go? If I am a Kannadiga today, I'll come to you, no, Satya Prakash ji. Then all this Karandlaje and our Ashokas cannot do anything. You have done dereliction of duty. You have done dereliction of duty. We have an example in Hubballi. In Hubballi, you saw the picture. What beautiful Ganesh Visarjan happened there. And look at what Nagamangala. How come this kind of problems do not happen in Tamil Nadu or even in Maharashtra? What is wrong with Karnataka?
There is an election neighboring Nagamangala. Chennapatna is going to polls.
Chennapatna is going to polls. So it is political. Together. You should have done your duty, Mr. Let me get Prashant also. Sir, let me also get.
They need some communal fire to get votes.
Prashant, please come on. See,
yes.
Mr. Satya Prakash started by saying that we accept there's been a problem. We are the ruling dispensation. Will you accept that this kind of comments that Shobha Karandlaje makes, that Ganesha has been arrested, it's like saying Ganesha is drinking milk. Remember, I don't think you were born when this happened, but ridiculous stuff like Ganesha drinking milk, all that happened. It was disproven that it is fear physics. I'm saying, why incite the people? Yes, if she thinks that some miscreants came and they did this, it's all right. But to say Ganesha was arrested, chappal se, what is all this, Mr. Prashant?
Now, Sudha will and how did it start? Who pelted stones? And what is the statement of the Home Minister? If at all an FIR has to be lodged, it has to be first lodged against the State Home Minister for misleading the public, saying that it was a minor accident. You don't have petrol bombs and deadly weapons ready as an accident. And when the Mangalore cooker blast terrorists were caught, he refused to call them as terrorists. So that was an accident for him.
All right.
And when Digvijay Singh calls Hafiz Syed as Sahib, it is by accident for him. So in Shivamogga riots, when the stone pelting happens, it is an accident for him. For every incident where Hindus are targeted, Hindu festivals are targeted, it's a minor issue for the state home minister. So he is the person who's misleading the public of Karnataka at large for the last 18 months. So the FIR first must be booked against Parmeshwara for making irresponsible statements without even an inquiry. He said it's a minor accident, minor incident. How did he even come to know? Unless he has arranged for this type of activities to take place. And to say that BJP is inciting something, why?
So,
it was a procession of Lord Ganesha happening.
So,
and if somebody is pelting stones, and Sudha, I'm sure you've seen the FIR, not against Shobha ji and Ashok ji, on the people arrested, A1 to A23 are Hindu youths who were celebrating the Ganesh Visarjan. A24 to A50 are people from a different peaceful community who pelted stones, which means people who were carrying out the procession are named as accused number 1 to 23, and people who apparently threw stones and had petrol bombs ready are A24 to A53. What sort of justice is this?
All right.
Are the police going to answer this? Which means
it should.
Is the
It
police,
should. No, it should. It should. No, Prashant, you ask a question, wait for the answer. If the police has done that, it should answer. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous if it is true. Prashant, I also want to ask you what Shobha has said and what Ashoka has said, that there is a hand of PFI, the banned Popular Front of India. Now, you share a border with Kerala and we know that they were, at least they were before the ban. I will only go by what the government of India says, that it's a banned organization. But do you think that they have infiltrated a place like, Mandya, and they were the ones who were actually behind this incident? It was not the local members or miscreants or mischief makers, Prashant.
Sudha, the political arm of PFI is SDPI. It is very well known that SDPI and Congress had pre-poll alliances in the past, and SDPI wanted to contest some 100 seats. Then they gave up the seats so that Congress wins. And in the border states, we know what happens even in a panchayat level election without the SDPI votes, which is controlled by the PFI. Congress cannot win. So therefore, you cannot rule out a possibility of the PFI people being there. Let a thorough probe be conducted.
So why are you being the police? Why are you being the police? Let the police probe. No. When the police writes A1 to A23, Prashant, you can't have it both ways.
How police is doing it is A1 to A23 are Hindu youths, A24 to A50 are youths from peaceful community who pelt stones. So let the investigation be done by NIA.
Let
the NIA do the
are you NIA? Then Shobha ji should keep quiet. Is she NIA? No, she's a union minister. She should know her place also. Let the people, let the police take. You say on the one hand NIA, on the other hand you say that we know it's PFI. Arey, aap police nahi hai na? Wait.
No, Sudha, history suggests that what they have done.
Oh, really?
Congress and SDPI have had pre-poll alliances, have
you know
together.
The famous
so
saying
you
that
cannot deny that PFI
when history repeats itself,
Congress.
It's a farce also. Satya Prakash ji, please come on to the, I want Satya Prakash on the screen now. Satya Prakash, I'll tell you what.
See, you look at what my friend Prashant said. Hindu, Muslim. PFI, SDPI. Except that is not silly. Treat every criminal as a criminal, whether he is a Hindu, Muslim, what should we do? Normally what police does is, here there is no A1, A2, 3, A4, A5, that is not a murder. Where you will find the A1 culprit, A2 culprit, A3 culprit. That they will just put this is a mob violence. When there is mob violence, they will put everyone A1, A2, 3, A4, A5, because they can't put everyone as A1. That will be post whatever investigation done. Come out of this dirty Hindu, Muslim. How long you will play for this card?
Very good, Satya Prakash. It's lovely. It is beautiful. I agree. First of all, all that we see. You think Prashant doesn't know? He also knows. We are all doing politics here.
But he wants to keep on doing this for a whole of his life.
That's his job. What is about your job? You were supposed to, Satya ji, you were supposed to maintain law and order. You failed in that. If you had not failed in doing, अरे कोई पत्थर फेंकता है, कोई आपके ऊपर बॉम्ब फेंकता है. What is this? I also do Visarjan. I need safety. No.
Please understand.
You,
Please
I will
understand
not
what is a petrol
understand
bomb.
today because it is about, not about. And also let me tell you something. How come whenever there is atrocity against Dalits, you say no, we are all one, Hindu, Muslim. That way a Dalit is, human being and so is any other caste. How come Siddaramaiah ji will get up and say, oh, there is an attack on Dalits. We cannot allow this. Everyone plays his or her bit of politics. I am only bothered about the common and the ordinary man, Satya ji.
See, wherever discrimination is there, wherever a Dalit is being discriminated, that is why we tell. But here, what is the discrimination? Two religious communities fight with each other. Both are rogues. Arrest the rogues. If there are 1 to 23 Hindu rogues who are there, we have arrested them. If there are 23 to 50 Muslim organizations rogues who are there, we have arrested them. What have we got to do that? Law will take its own course. They had some problem with
I frankly, after your government, Siddaramaiah's government came into power in Karnataka, I thought this vigilante groups, this Sene, that Sene, pink underwear, white underwear, this ladai, Hindu, Muslim will all stop. Nothing's happened.
They will not stop.
The story is the same. You do your duty. You put law and order in place, Satya ji. It's like anything. Family, school, college, street, the law and order. Only the constitution. Rahul Gandhi can go around showing the constitution, but you people also have to follow that. I've completely lost.
Give me a minute. People who are hell bent on lighting fires, वो लोग आग लगाते जाएंगे, हम लोग आग बुझाते जाएंगे. And we have a dual role. We have to douse the fire. We have to take care of law and order.
First of all, don't allow the fire to even, rise. Do your dharma. That is, do your kartavya. That's what I would say. Thank you, Satya, for joining us. Thank you, Prashant, so much for joining us on this debate. And the next story which is coming up is how choreographer Jani Master, a choreographer who works in Telugu cinema, has been arrested under POCSO charges on a complaint by a former assistant. That's coming up. There you have it, choreographer Jani Master. That's the man arrested for rape. It's the season when women are actually standing up for their rights in the film industry. We have the Hema committee report. In the Tamil Nadu industry also, the Nadigar Sangam has said that complaints will be taken very seriously. And look at this case. Choreographer Jani Master, alias Sheikh Jani Basha, has been arrested by the Hyderabad police in Goa on Thursday on charges of rape and sexual assault. Jani was charged under POCSO Act after a 21-year-old former assistant made allegations of rape and sexual assault, which happened years ago when she was a minor. The survivor had filed a complaint with the Raidurgam police alleging sexual harassment, rape and threat on multiple occasions by this Jani Master over a period of 6 years, whether it was outdoor shoots and also at her residence. The Telangana State Commission for Women has taken cognizance of the complaint and issued order to police to provide protection to the survivor. The Commission has also directed to constitute a high-level monitoring committee to investigate such cases in the film industry. Jani Master, till now, hasn't made any comments on the allegations against him, but he has been distanced from his work projects since the allegations came to light and perhaps can only get back to work once he is clear of all the charges. And as always, I leave you with the other top headlines from the south of India. Thank you for watching. Namaskaram.
lived up to their pre-tournament billing, delivering a series of less than convincing performances. With 2 draws and a solitary win.
Your son will be Messi. No studies, just football all day. Go, my son, go. Make my face shine through playing football.
Not only your face, but also the country's. I will conquer the world by playing football. Come, let's go to Germany!
World's largest football talent hunt, News9 Indian Tigers and Tigresses. In association with DFB Pokal, Bundesliga, BVB and India Football Center. Train and play matches in Europe. Register now and fly to Germany. IndianTigersandTigresses.com.
How do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface but not the living people?
The release of Kangana Ranaut's film Emergency has been postponed. It was meant to hit theatres on September the 6th. But the censor board has stalled the film's release. The film is quite literally a career emergency for Kangana. Why does Kangana Ranaut desperately need a box office hit? News9 Plus decodes. Her last successful film was Manikarnika, the Queen of Jhansi. The 2019 film was made for 124 crores. It earned about 132. Now compare this with her biggest hit, Tanu Wed Manu Returns. Budget 39 crores. Collections 243 crores. In fact, Manikarnika was just a breather in her string of flops. Katti Batti,